Hi there, Lewis here from the Saadiyat Beach Golf Club Teaching Academy. Today what we're going to work at is posture and stance. Okay, it's key with the golf swing being such a powerful explosive movement, it's key to get the base right. Okay, if we've got the correct stance, it allows us to harness the power and deliver the club to the ball in the same time repeatedly. When we vary the stance and change the way we set up to the ball, then it'll have a detrimental effect on your swing. Okay, so in terms of the flow, the way the golf swing works, we have the club face. The club face is going to affect the way that the ball goes, okay? Club face controlled by the hands controlled by the arms by the torso by the legs, and legs by the feet. And then the feet are controlled by the ground, which is the constant, okay? The only thing that's not going to change, so we need to make sure that we use every single element of the posture and stance in order to generate the power. You get a lot of golfers who have the incorrect stance and they're just losing power. Get ourselves into the correct stance and then we're going to gain this power and gain this consistency. So, like the golf swing, we work from the ground up. So we'll start off with the feet. Okay, so when you take your stance with your feet, I want your feet to be pointing slightly outwards, okay? 30 degrees out. So we're not pointing the feet straight at the ball or in front of us. Reason being, it provides a lot more stability. Okay, we don't want to allow those knees to collapse on the backswing because instantly we're losing energy through the shot. Okay, so we need to try and feel like there's a slight, with your knees, we're going to push our knees and get into a squatting position and feel like there's a slight bit of tension on the insides of our legs. Okay, and this needs to remain pretty sturdy through the whole swing. So once we get our feet and our knees set, then that gets us into a good position. Okay, we don't want to lose balance, so this is what we need to do. In terms of the width of the stance, okay, so how wide you have your feet. When we have our feet very close together, we have a very narrow stance, which narrow stance is good for mobility. You can really get some turn from it, but stability, not so much. We can't keep ourselves stable, so we might lose balance. However, a wide stance is the exact opposite. We have a lot of stability, but very little mobility, so we need to find a balance between the two of them. So for a driver, we're going to have our feet this sort of position. Allow your knees to follow the direction of your feet. We don't want any of this or any of this. Just allow your knees to follow the direction of your feet. This then gets you into a good base. From there, we have the torso and the spine angle. So a common fault that we see is this spine angle, everyone hunched over. Then it's difficult to rotate, take the club back in the right direction each time. So let's focus on trying to arch forward with a straight spine angle, okay? This allows us to take the club back consistently in the same way. In terms of your neck and your head, you often hear people say, keep your head on the ball, keep looking at the ball the whole time. Then they'll get into a habit of looking down. We don't want that, because then that restricts our shoulder turn on the backswing. So let's try and make sure that our neck stays up, and we've got this little arch in our spine. We're not wanting to look straight up, but just have that little arch in the top of your neck. You never see a weightlifter try and pick up a heavy weight with a bent spine, because then all the energy that they've got in the lower legs and their back, all of the energy is going to be used here, where we need to use the energy from the ground, like we always say in the golf swing. So keeping this posture through the swing allows you to really use that energy from the ground and get through the ball with more power that we'd lose if we weren't in the correct stance. So from there, we have the arms. So you want your arms to kind of hang down at a 90-degree angle. So in terms of how much you should tilt until your arms are hanging down at a 90-degree angle to the ground. Then you're in a good position to take your swing. So arms hang down, and then we take the grip from there. You often see a lot of players who point their arms straight at the ball. And there we've got it's a little ability to actually hinge our wrists and turn our body through the right way. So arms hang down and we need to feel relaxed. It needs to be an athletic position. A lot of people imagine if you're throwing a free throw in basketball, you get that energy from your legs. Where you'd normally jump up, you get that energy from the bouncing moment. It's the same thing within the golf swing. So we've got that posture and everything now. So arms hang down, and this is the position that we want to be in through the ball. So now we're hitting a driver, so we need to talk about where the ball's going to be. So we're going to have the ball slightly further forward in the stance to encourage a sweeping motion through the ball. When you have when an aeroplane takes off, it lifts up at the front in order to get into the air. It's the same thing with the golf shot. We need to try and hit through the ball and hit upwards on the ball. So the way to do that, we don't want to have our weight on our left-hand side, we want to slightly lift our left shoulder up, okay, for a right-handed golfer. Tilt your spine angle backwards. So then just make sure that your nose is kind of in the same line as your sternum. We don't want this action where our head's tilted, because we want to kind of keep that spine angle nice and straight to really allow us to clear through the ball. Okay, I've taught you all the fundamentals of the posture. Let's give it a go and see how it works. Feet, knees, spine angle, arms hanging down. Jack the Ripper. Unbelievable. So, hopefully you guys can use this posture and get your golf better.